that sense, if you make your effort, I'd be very willing to give it to you. So get a copy of the book. I think, anybody has a book? Oh yeah, that's the wrong book.
Yeah.
I know. Don't buy this one, okay? This is the wrong one.
That's the one that they'll pull it when I put your name in the reserve.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You sure you didn't put in Dr. Ashraf's name? Okay, well, you haven't opened it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's about 50-some dollars, is that right?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay, and still 150? Yeah, so it saved you tons of money already. So bring the book to the class, and one of the good thing about this class is in order to do well in this class, there are a few things you have to do or ought to pay attention to. One of them is getting the book. Number two is take notes during the class, because that's going to be very important. Hello, Steve, right?
That's right.
See you, Mr. Jackson. You know, I'm trying to cover so many things here. I think I just give you a short version. This last class I went over time. I didn't have time to cover much material, which I think students should at least see me teach, you know, on the first day, and then you decide whether you want to drop the class, you know. Take Dr. Ashraf class because he got more. It's free. That's how I look at it. Okay. So let's see. Now, please give me a show of hands. How many of you do not have syllabus right now? I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we got 8. So 8 of you. Has everybody signed attendance? Could I have it? Jill, are you signing it? Is he the last person? Or have you guys signed it at the back? Okay. Would you bring it to me when you're done? Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up this website, our Blackboard site, and then kind of go over it quickly. Thank you so much. So raise your hand again, those of you who didn't have syllabus. So that would be 1, 2, 3. You're Zachary, aren't you? Okay. Back there, tell me your name.
Juan.
Bender. Is that your last name?
Yes.
Okay. And that's Courtney. Is that you? What's your name?
Alicia.
Where is it? Alicia. Okay, right here. Which one is Courtney? Since I mentioned Courtney. Okay, right there. What about back there? Yeah, both of you together. What are your names?
Chris.
And I'm Connor.
Chris and Connor. You have similar handwriting. Amazing. You're not twins, are you?
No.
Okay. All right, back there. Let's see. Is that Michaela? Michaela. Okay. Is that Kai?
No, it's Tyler.
Tyler. Got it. So did I miss anybody? Oh, this side. Da-da-da. So Steve, next to Steve, that would be, is that Brianna?
Yes, ma'am.
And then is that, do you go by Nick?
Yes.
Nick? Very good. So anybody has a nickname you want to use? As long as you consistently respond to me. Do you have one? Tell me yours. Kayla. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, yes.
Ariana. I go by Nicole.
What's your number?
Alan. Ariana Allen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You probably number 8. Okay. Again, say that. What do you go by?
Nicole.
Nicole. And your last name is?
Allen.
Okay, I got you. Okay, anybody else? Any JB, BJ? Yes?
It's just Zach, Z-A-C.
Zach? Okay. Got it. You could still tell me later. So 8 of you who raise your hand, please print out a copy of this syllabus and bring it to the class so you can skip taking that quiz. Sounds good? Yeah. If you choose to take the quiz, it's fine. Just talk to me and I would provide that quiz. All right. So what I'm going to do, since there are 8 of you who do not have syllabus, I'm going to pull it up here. This is only the first time I'm doing it. Well, I mean, like in this class, I probably won't be doing that again. Okay. some of my policies basically please do not bring in any food or drink because when you walk in, there's a sign there, especially Starbucks. So don't bring in any stuff. Oh, okay. Today is all right. So now you know, yeah. Okay, because they're allergic to all the sweet stuff. You know, they just spend a lot of money renovating this room over the summer. So please observe that. It's fine if you want to bring tons and tons, cartons of water. That's very welcome. But nothing sweet. We really appreciate it. And I have enough of my days of student chomping on potato chips between my sentences. I can't hear it, so because I keep hearing chomp. KFC, forget it, okay? Taco Bell. So please, and if you have to eat because, well, no, this is 125, you would have eaten already, right? If you have to, because in between classes, you could eat out there and then come in, but hopefully not make it a habit, yeah. Okay. And then the other thing is cell phone. Please turn off all your cell phone and no texting in class. I would really appreciate it because if you do, we change seat. We keep rotating the rows, and so because I like my class to be very interactive. I like to hear your voices. I don't like to keep hearing my voice, so you won't be as bored, you know. Okay. So what's one other thing? Now, if you're taking notes in a class, which is highly encourage. Some of you may want to use laptop like what you're doing on your tablets. Please do not use cell phone for taking notes. I think your eyesight will be 10 times worse at the end of the class if you do that. So now if you want to take notes using your computer or that tablets, please, my policy is get to the class early and sit on the front row. The reason for that is I just want to make sure nobody's watching Playboy at the back of the class, you know, when the class is in session. So that's some of my expectation. And if you understand it, then we'll have a great fun. We'll have a lot of fun for the rest of the semester. If not, we might have some problems. So let's see, what is this class? Macro? Ooh, it's on top. How about that? Wow. Must be my favorite class. Festivity. Okay, let's go to syllabus. Well, I'm on this screen here. You could find your homework right here. Okay, because I no longer want to assign homework from the textbook, but I changed the homework numbers a little bit. So this is where you get your homework. Okay, you only see the first one, and then all this other set will appear in due course. Okay, so let's go to our syllabus very quickly. I think what I want to highlight is my office hours, everything is on it. There's also a mobile app that you could download. It's on the syllabus. And I think the first 3 chapters are free, and then you have to pay for the rest. You know how they do that, like to get you to get started, and then you got hook and say, by the way, you gotta pay. So I think it's not much, maybe $1.99. Anyway, so syllabus paper. It's not coming on. Here it is. All right. So the thing that I want to highlight, which is probably most of your concern, because there are students who base on this and say, okay, I'm not coming back, or I'm coming back and bring one more. You know, right here. The grading policy class participation is 10%. So what is class participation? 10%. Means you attend the full session, the whole 50 minutes. Now, if you come in late, I prorate your attendance because I learn my students' name usually pretty fast. Hopefully by the next class or by Monday. If you have to leave, please leave your phone in vibration. So, you know, if you have emergency, you have to exit, please do so quietly, and but please don't be gone for 30 minutes and socializing with people, you know, on the hallway and then come back, you know. And then you realize that, whoops, you only get 20% for attendance. So I do prorate your attendance, in other words, and it's only 50 minutes. What else? And a lot of time I ask for class participation, like your feedback, so you can raise your hand if you want to answer questions. I'm very generous when it comes to that sort of thing because I like to see efforts, okay? And sometimes if you're quiet, you know, I may call you to read a certain definition from the book because I love to give it to you. Even though you don't, you know, you feel like, well, I'm not sure, but that's how, you know, I operate in class. And for this class, please bring a calculator to the class. This is not your calculator. This is your cell phone, okay? Your calculator is something that you could buy from Walmart, $1.99, or you could get it from Office Depot. I only need 4 operations: plus, minus, multiplication, division. Now, if you already invested in a financial calculator, that's fine, because you know you might need it for your stats, DSC 3130 classes. That would be acceptable, but if not, you know, I don't want you to feel like you have to go out and buy an expensive one, like DX, forgot all the 4 digits. Just something that your grandma, your grandpa use. You could just go home and grab one and say, could I borrow it? On the day of the test, that becomes very important because I throw out bonus points for having a calculator on the exam day. Is that mine or yours? I thought I had silenced it. Please, let me silence it one more time. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm also the chair of the Department of Economics and Decision Sciences. I remember you. I'm trying to get to your name. Yeah. So let's see what it is. I know you look familiar, but it's at the tip of my tongue. I'll get it. Just a minute. Jake, yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay, I got it. So let's see. Trying to recognize all my previous students. And thank you for taking my class again. I know you have no choice. Yeah, well, you do have a choice, but thank you. Okay, let's see what else. The most important one is probably the second one, called MCQ test. You see that one? That's only 40%. You know what that means? That means exam order is only 40%. Is that good?
Yes.
I'm glad you say so. Yeah, you should. Because in the past, I realized that when I give midterm and final exam, the disaster is very, very big, very big, a huge disaster. You know, like the highest would be like 70 out of 100, and then the rest is like, oh, never mind. So, because I think students are not very good at study like 10 chapters and go for the test, you know, because it's a lot. So what I do is I do it slowly for you, piecemeal, okay? So after we study 2 chapters or 3 chapters, and then we have a test. Hey, you remember everything? That was like last week only, 2 days ago, you know? So we do tests like that. And if you look at your syllabus, I would highlight all these tests on page 3 onward. See on the right column, you see all the MCQ tests. I would start highlighting them and note the date. Now, I know some of you don't come in on Friday. Let me tell you something. We still have class on Friday just because, you know, even though you're not here. And there are some tests that are going to be on Friday, so please look at it and plan accordingly. Do we have any athletes in the class? We do, okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay. So you may have to get me paper to sign all that, and I appreciate if you give me like at least 2 days notice, because a lot of time when you give it to me, I cannot just say, Nathan, you got all A's, you know. Nathan, back to you. No problem, perfect attendance, class participation, perfect everything. I can do it. I usually have to go back and check my record, so give me a couple of days, I would appreciate. And if you have to be gone, I appreciate getting in advance from your coach, you know, you have the dates, you know. So that would clear you. Okay, so because class attendance for Gen Ed class, which is, this class is one of the Gen Ed studies, we have to take attendance. So, and attendance do count class participation, as class participation. So these are all the test dates, and I think about 7 or 8 of them. Some of them are like in-class exercise, like librarian sessions and things like that. So, all right, Let's see what else. Okay, the next one down, so 40% of this MCQ test, and usually we do it every 2 chapters after the following week after I cover the second chapter of the 2 chapters. Okay, and normally they are just 10 questions, 12 questions, you know, not all multiple choice. You could practice it online, what we call a flash quizzes, and these are the practice test. Also have like 10 questions, and if you get 2 out of 10, don't give up, don't drop the class so soon. Try again until you get 10 out of 10. So these are the one that are merciful, you know, like very, get you to practice. But then the real test, right? That's it. If you submit it, that's it. If you get 2 out of 10, I am so sorry. You know, there's nothing I could do, so practice in advance. I do want to caution you that the online practice test tends to be more based on definitions. They're a little bit of a practical problem. On my test, you could write this down because this changes doesn't change. I usually prefer to ask more practical questions, like apply questions on graphs, questions on numbers, and some easy questions like definitions, you know, so a mixture of easy, intermediate, and difficult, right? Well, if I give all the easy one, everybody here will be getting an A. That would be nice, then I'm in trouble, because then they say, wow, great impression. Okay, coming back to this, 40%. Homework assignment, we got 6 sets, okay, and that's, I think you saw a way to get the homework assignment already. The first one is already going to be due, I believe it's next week already, right? Let's check and find out. August 24th, so next Wednesday will be our first set of homework assignment. And for your homework assignment, everybody, please do not type, because I like for you to write, handwriting. Now some of you say, oh no, you know, my handwriting is like chicken feed, you know. It's like claws, you know, nobody could read it. Anybody in that category? I'm almost afraid, wow. Yeah, this is the information texting age. So if you think you are not very good at handwriting, then print it. Because I will not ask you to type it, because I get into a lot of this copy and pasting, so you could print your handwriting. I generally could read it, unless you have been told all your life, you know, come on, you know, we can read it, then please print it. So it's not gonna change, I'm not gonna ask you to type it, but I do prefer handwriting, because a lot of time you have to draw graphs. Yeah, you have to do calculation. And for the homework problem, I typically expect your answer to be detailed. You know, don't give me magic answer like, oh, the answer is $70. Ta-da, $70, $70. What? Okay, you answer the what, but where is the how, where is the why? Where's the diagram? Missing. So, and plus, you know, everybody could copy from each other, like, oh, what's your answer? $70? Yeah, $70. So you need to be a little bit more detailed. I'll give you more hints along the way. I love to give homework hints to help you, but I won't tell you the answer. I push you towards getting the answer. Okay, the deadline for homework is usually very, very firm. FIRM. So that means when I walk in beginning of the class, which is 1:25 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, I like to see it. I'll get someone to collect it. Volunteer, you know, hey, me. Okay, so go collect it, and I got it. So if you're still in the lab working, like, you know, at the end of the class, you come in, then I consider that late. So, and it's not something that homework usually that you could come in like 10 minutes beforehand and say, what's your answer? Oh, that $70? Okay, $70. And please do not do that. If you copy from each other, yeah, that's academic dishonesty. I have caught students copy from each other, word for word, even the name. Oh, come on. please don't do it because you do have to spend time working on it and not just like 5 minutes before class, you know, we whip it out, you're not gonna do well. So we're gonna have tutors for this course. Well, I don't know who yet, but I think in a couple of weeks we should have names and his hours, so if you want to utilize it, you could. They're not gonna give the answer to you, but they're gonna help you to understand the material. Okay, the last one, this is where I should get a lot of smiling faces. The last one, summary paper, article summary, presentation, analysis paper, that's 30%. This is first semester that I'm changing my policy a little bit there because in the past I make them do project paper. So you have to get data from usually five countries about GDP, unemployment, things like that. But I'm making it more like applied paper, and my paper is usually very short because you don't have to be long-winded to make it a paper. So the article summary, 10%, that's only like, I think 3 pages, that's it. I know. Some people have problem because they pad it with diagram. And then they only say, look here, see here, ta-da, finish. Please don't do it. I need to see your writing because this class is WE, and WE stands for?
Writing intention.
Yeah. Enrich, I think. Enhance or enrich. Yeah, one of the two. Or it could be both because they mean the same thing. Okay, so article summary is 10%. The first one's going to be due September 26th. It's on your syllabus. Okay, and presentation 5%. This is tapping into your creativity because can you imagine if this is 80% exam, most of you will not do well. Now this part is when it makes a difference, the 30% there, which is very precious. Presentation 5%, some students are very good with that, you know. And that would also qualify for passport program. Any business students here? Okay, very good. You need to dress up professionally on that day when you're on your, if you don't dress up, we don't give you credit. That was the order, you know. Because we try, passport program, we try to train students to be able to do interview, do presentations, how to eat right, well, no, how do you know, which fork to take, you know, adequate dinner, yeah, that sort of thing, mock interview, and attending various speakers series, and then you get credit for it. In the past, our employers came to us and say, oh yeah, your student don't know anything. They came to interview wearing this, I don't know what they're wearing, like, it's not professional. You know, I mean, we get comments like that, like your students are not competent. So then we added that passport program to make our students a little bit more professionally competent. You go out and say, that's my job, look at me, I could do it. I'm confident, well, you know, that sort of thing, so. Okay, analysis paper 15%, that's just a little bit longer than article summary, but you do have to do a very short paper. I think it's 5 to 7 pages only. Isn't that nice? Yeah, and I keep cutting down every semester, every 1 year, you know, because some of it is because of the class size, you know, I just have to handle it. And all the deadlines are different, so you'll be dividing up into group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your presentation dates are going to be different. Your due dates are going to be different because the one who present early, you will get to submit early. So the one who present late would submit late, you know. So let's see. I think that's about it I want to talk about. And I have to remember this class ends at 2:15. Okay. Okay, I do want to say one more thing about late assignment. You have 50% discount. These are not Macy's discount. That's the great discount. And if you cannot make it, I do want to teach it today because it's fair to the student. And if you cannot make it to the test, I appreciate you. If you have a flat tire and red spring, which happens a lot, I don't know why. What is that with red spring? I'll get a call from student and leave a message on my machine and say, I gotta feel like, well, you have to support it with documents, like your whatever service or receipt or whatever. If you cannot make it and if you want makeup, I have to see document. Doctor's note, auto repair shop receipt or hospital bill. I hope not. Or court appearance because you got a speeding ticket. How many of you got that? Oh, please don't raise your hand. Yeah. You got one before? Brandon? Is that Brandon?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you Chris. Are you Brandon? Oh, wait. See, go back. You're Connor. Connor.
No, that's me.
That's you, right? I know. Yeah. If you get a speeding ticket, you have to be in court. Inform me in advance. I am more forgiving if it is prior to the event, like test or homework, but not so much after the fact, if it is over. So a lot of students, that's what they do. They call up and then leave a message before the class, and then that will clear you. That is provided you could support it with a document, which a lot of time you could, yeah. Okay, let's see what else. This is all blah, blah. Any questions at all? No, I think we should go teach, yeah. Okay, what is economics, anybody? You can start learning your name because I learn your names fast. When you start taking economics class, you heard about this term economics. What exactly is it? Study of business? Okay, very good. That's pretty logical. What else?
Study of the economy.
Okay, very good. And that's this class, what this is all about, because this is macroeconomics. You look at the big pictures like unemployment, inflation, GDP, economic growth, what else? Unemployment, things like that, issues like that. Now, I have included this chapter, which is demand and supply, in this syllabus because this is more the micro part, but this concept is so important that I realized in the past when I don't include this chapter, students struggle. Later on when I get into labor market, money market, capital market. So we do have to cover this introductory chapter called supply and demand. Okay? So, you are the consumers, I'm the producers, and we're looking at three economic problem of the economic system, like what should be produced? What are we producing today? What are we here producing here?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, education, very good, yes. How should it be produced? That has got something to do with the market structure. Like, for example, monopoly, perfect competition, and things like that. Right, so this is market structure. By the way, my PowerPoint slides are available on the course site, so if you want to download in advance and bring it to the class, you're welcome to. Sometimes I go a little bit too fast. I wouldn't say too fast, but so what students could do is, there's no way you could copy down every word for word. So I encourage you to use keywords. Write down keywords and what I wrote on the board. I think you should take notes. And we also refer to the textbook a lot. So you realize that it's there, you don't have to copy everything. So get a copy of the book, bring it to the class, bring the calculator to the class, because we have a lot of hands-on as well. Okay, for whom would it be produced would be like what kind of consumers are you dealing with? Are you dealing with big consumers or industrial users for electricity, for example, versus household? We are like small consumers compared to a big factory that produce, what do they produce? Campbell soup, we got this company around here. So, and basically when you use the term market, right? It consists of two parties, that is buyers and sellers. If you only have one party, we cannot call it a market because you may not agree to the price. So until both parties have met and agree with a set price, which later on you find out that's called equilibrium price, then there is a market. For example, we could look at market of products and services. Products will be anything. Education is a service, healthcare is a service, haircut is a service. What are some of the products? Books. How much is this book? Who can tell me?
However much people are willing to pay for it.
I think they don't go by auction in a bookstore. They have a fixed price.
No, but if we're talking about the economy, if that book is priced at
If you go to
$1,000,
eBay,
no
yeah.
one's gonna buy it.
Yeah, you could bid for $2. I hope higher than that, please. You know, well, that's by auction method, but the bookstore has a fixed price, right? If you buy it from a bookstore, I don't think you could get this from auction eBay. They need to let me know if it is out there. Would you let me know if it is out there somewhere? I want to claim my copyright before it goes too far. Okay, so, all right. So let's look at two types of curve. One is demand, one is supply. We've heard about economics being a study of demand and supply. If there's a demand, there's a supply, hopefully. So what is demand curve? And demand curve is something that, before that I should mention this. How many of you are freshmen here? Please raise your hand. Okay, so this is like your first class? Well, I mean, first semester? Okay. Fourth?
Today, yeah.
Oh, I see. You had other classes. Okay. So this is your demand curve. I denote it with DD. It is downward sloping because why? We're reading from left to right. I keep saying this because in the past I had students who say, oh yeah, this is upward sloping. I say, what? How? I say, oh, I realized that a student had not been in school for 25 years. This is an older traditional student, a non-traditional student, and she actually read it from right to left. I say, whoa, stop right there. And we have to make a correction. So this is price, and this is usually quantity. We call this y-axis. We call that vertical axis. We call this horizontal axis. And usually in the market situation, we denote it by the quantity. How many units? The law of demand say if the price of good goes up, then quantity demanded comes down, and vice versa. So let's look at the case of buying pizza, or consumable pizza. So, okay, if price goes up, quantity demanded comes down. This is the so-called law of demand. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, if you're going out buying, let's say movies, yeah. So if you go out to actually go to an actual movie theater to watch a nice movie, if they say, oh yeah, from now on we're just gonna make it $2 per piece, well, then you might watch more because it's cheaper, right? Make sense? And if they say, oh no, gosh, it's so expensive, we got this state-of-the-art theater that you could have this recliners seat, this is a special seat, you have to pay like $100, $50 for it, and they'll bring popcorn to your seat, they'll bring water to your seat, they could even massage you. I know in other countries they do that. This is like premium. $100 per piece. Nobody goes to movie theater but the rich, the people who could afford it, So that's your law of demand, basically. So if you look at it on the graph, see on the y-axis you have price. This is your quantity on the x-axis. So let's look at the case for pizza, the demand for pizza. So we're looking at pizza in Chicago, big city, and the unit is in thousands of slices per day. Okay, if we start off with a point and say, how about if the pizza is $4, then you have 8,000 slices. So we could break it down to our level. Let's say this class, So if it's $4, you say, well, I'll buy 8 slices of pizza. and I could eat 4, maybe I'll share the other 4 with my roommate. But if it is $3, cheaper, right? So you end up buying more, and let's say it's 12. All right, let's invite one more person to your pizza party. Now, if it is $2, it gets to be very cheap now, and you could buy 16 slices. Like I always like to think, you could even invite your professor to your pizza party. Why not? It's cheaper now. You could afford it. Come on, include me. Why not? What's wrong? Okay, so that's your law of demand. If the price comes down, your quantity demanded goes up. So it moves down, it goes to the right. If this concept is kind of like very new to you, you're not good at graph, you need to let me know. Okay, so, but, you know, give it a little bit of time, and but we'll be dealing with a lot of graphs in economics. Tell you the truth, yeah, well, that is the truth, yeah. So then the flip side of it is, how do you explain the law of demand? So let me get some feedback from some of you. What is vice versa? If price goes up, quantity demanded comes down, and vice versa. What does it mean? What is vice versa? Anybody?
It works the other way.
Okay, raise your hand. So I get your name. You're Evan?
Yep.
Yeah, correct? Oh, I got it, yeah. Okay, Evan, yes.
Yeah, it works the other way. So if the price goes down, then the quantity demand will go up.
Very good. I like that you are very explicit. You didn't say just the other way, the opposite, but you have to state the opposite. Okay, if price comes down, quantity demand goes up. How do you explain law of demand? There are 2 theories or 2 hypotheses. One is called substitution effect, the other one is called income effect. Substitution effect basically says a good substitute I could think of is Coke and Pepsi. How many of you love Coke more than Pepsi? That's me too. How many of you prefer Pepsi than Coke? Really? Okay, let's see, is that timer? Let's see, last one is, what's your Tyler, right? Back there?
My name is in pink.
Oh, Kai, okay, I got it, the pink one, got it, pink. Okay, yeah, why?
It just tastes better to me.
Tastes better? Okay. I know certain vendors sell only one or the other. They can sell both, yeah. So if you're in the fast food business, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so substitution effect basically say, okay, assuming that Coke and Pepsi's a very good substitute, you don't know the difference, you just take whatever it is. Oh, I don't care whether it's Coke, I don't care whether it's Pepsi, they're all the same, you know? So if the price of Coke comes down, cheaper, relatively speaking, it's cheaper than price of Coke. I'm talking about price of Coke comes down, so relatively speaking, it's cheaper than the price of Pepsi, then you will buy more of Coke. So that explains why there's a law of demand. So because the price of pizza goes up, you start thinking about substitute for pizza. What would that be?
Burgers.
Huh?
Burgers.
Burgers are good, yes. What else?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs are okay, good example. Tacos. Fried bologna. Never mind. Hardee's used to offer that, yeah. Right. So then you start looking for substitutes. The other explanation, hypothesis to explain theory behind why we have a law of demand is income effect. Income effect say if your income goes up, you got more purchasing, higher purchasing power, you go out and buy more. And that's how it is, because if the price of pizza dropped from $4 to $3, you feel like you feel rich, all things being equal. Well, imagine if you were to drive by McDonald's after the class and you want to buy a Big Mac from a McDonald's drive-thru. And they told you, by the way, today's your lucky day. It's $1.05 for a Big Mac. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
What's a regular price? Anybody?
It's like $3.99 for the Big Mac.
Okay, you must be working for McDonald's.
I used to work for
Used to,
McDonald's.
okay, very good, I thought so. Okay, so then you would feel like, whoa, you know, I'm empowered, I'm rich today, so let's buy 10. Give one to Dr. Gunn, see what she thinks. Yeah, get credit for economic class, you know, something like that. Okay, so you feel rich, that's your income effect, okay? I try not to read the PowerPoint slide, I try to explain it because all those are in your book. So bring the book to the class and then we'll refer it to it every now and then. That clock is 2 minutes past, did you know that? Could I use my 2 minutes? Yeah, I stopped at 17 because my iPhone say 2 more minutes, yeah, to 13, right. Oh, you're gonna hate me, never mind, have a good weekend. Come back on Friday, we have a class on Friday. But in the next class, remember we start at 2:17 because that clock is bad. Okay, don't forget, 7 or 8 of you, please print out your syllabus and bring it to me next class.